NBC27 Digital Now Center. This is Beyond the Forecast with your most accurate local meteorologists.
And welcome in, everyone, to another Beyond the Forecast. Glad to be with you here again this week. And I think as we record these each day, you're going to start noticing a pretty big difference in the weather. Today is not that day, though. And I was just hearing from some viewers yesterday, today, about, boy, everything's growing so fast. When's it going to stop raining? When are we going to get rid of the fog, the mist and drizzle? It's coming. And it may be here as early as tonight, but it may also come with some heavy rain over parts of the western parts of the viewing area. So let's talk about what's happening right now. The front is still right over top of us or just to our southwest. So that means the moisture, that marine layer is still locked in. We're not really seeing much improvement for a lot of the region. We still have very low visibility. It's been about 24 to 36 hours of low visibility for Harrisburg, Lebanon, Mechanicsburg, Lancaster. That's the mist and drizzle. That's the low cloud cover that you're seeing as you're out and about. However, now the front is slightly moving northeast. We are beginning to see on the visible satellite picture some improvements. So that clearing is happening in this section right here. So for parts of Westmoreland County, also into parts of Bedford, Somerset, and ultimately Fulton County, maybe some areas of sunshine. But they seem to be short-lived because as soon as we get some areas of sun, then the next area of clouds develops, some showers, maybe a thunderstorm in place. But you know where it's not looking sunny is right over top of us at the moment. So it's going to take more time. And preaching patience is hard when it comes to weather. I understand that. But Chambersburg may get a little bit of sunshine before the day is out. Far southwestern areas may see a bit of clearing. At least it's drier there, but certainly lower clouds. The closer you get to Harrisburg, up the 81 corridor, 15 and 83. Cloudy, damp here in Gettysburg. But the process of warming up and drying out is going to take time in the valleys. Same thing with Hershey. Concert last night, it looked like everything went off without a hitch despite the rain there for Kendrick Lamar. Again, pretty impressive that we had such a large crowd with the weather that it is, but again, things go on despite weather not being this type of summer-like weather, I should say. So satellite radar picture showing the big overall picture of this very slow-moving front. We'll call it a stationary front, but it is moving slightly. And because of the areas of rain over the last 4 days, there's yet more flooding potential to our east. To our west. To the east, not so much. So whether it's Pittsburgh or toward Indiana County, Pennsylvania, there are some current flash flood warnings. That's the color change from green to this dark red color. So there are some flash flood warnings out there. Meanwhile, closer to home, our western tier counties are included in the flood watch. So that's Mifflin, Juniata, Perry, also Cumberland, Franklin, and Fulton counties included in this watch. I think most of the heavy rain will stay west of those areas. However, we are watching radar closely, and there are some thunderstorms forming where the sun did break out. It's very brief that these thunderstorms seem to be existing, what we call them pulse-type storms, that they hit a pocket of instability, we see the lightning develop, we see the heavy rain, and then all of a sudden things start to move on. There is a current severe thunderstorm warning with what we call a tornado possible tag on it, so there's a little bit of spin to the northwest of Altoona in that storm, and these storms may spin over the mountains because what we're seeing is essentially this convergence zone of southwest flow coming in near the mountains, and then this backing east or southeast flow coming in from the Atlantic Ocean. We see this type of wind shift, generally speaking, that can lead to some rotating showers, rotating thunderstorms, even over the mountainous terrain. By the way, it's always a myth that tornadoes don't happen over the mountains. They certainly do. They tend to be brief, but again, it's something that is a non-zero possibility through the rest of the day. Heaviest rain totals have been toward the Pittsburgh and Indiana areas. So again, Indiana, Pennsylvania, not Indiana State. Also toward Kittatinning and parts of I-80 to the north has some heavy rain too. But again, notice the dividing line here. It's essentially the mountains right now. West of the mountains, heavy rain. To the east, mist and drizzle. By the way, over the last 3 to 4 days, some areas have picked up 4 to 6 inches of rain just south of Pittsburgh, southwest of Pittsburgh too, into West Virginia, Virginia. Meanwhile, to the east, look at our totals. Not anything to really write home about. Up to an inch in Mifflin County and some spotty higher totals along South Mountain. But really, we have not seen the heavy rain totals, maybe a half inch to 3/4 of an inch total wise over the last 3 to 4 days for the majority of the mid-state. And that includes today, only a couple hundredths of an inch of rain. Now, temperatures have gone up slightly from yesterday. We are now in the low 70s on our warmest spots. Take a look at Hagerstown, 78 degrees. So that's the front trying to lift in. Pittsburgh hit 78 earlier. Usually, western Pennsylvania warms up very quick in patterns like this. It takes a lot longer as you look to the east over us. Now, dew points are also on the rise, too. We're seeing dew points in the upper 60s. So more humidity could translate to some slow-moving downpours for a few areas. Our hourly forecast calling for high temperatures in the mid-70s, 70s overnight. And this is the latest from Precision Cast. Notice where the heavy rain is, mostly west of Harrisburg here through this evening. It's going to take a while to see that development happen. So I think most of the day is dry for all of us. But west of Harrisburg this evening, watch for some heavier pockets of rain, some leftover showers tonight. Tomorrow starts cloudy, but the wind shift is happening. So instead of seeing that pesky easterly flow, now a west wind kicks in, and that helps to dry things out. It also is going to warm things up quickly. Tomorrow's high temperatures in the mid-80s. That may help spark a few afternoon showers and storms. Let's also fast forward ahead to Thursday. A pretty potent front is coming through on Thursday, and as we track that, a line of showers and storms is likely. It may not be severe for us, but definitely severe weather possible over eastern Pennsylvania as the front gets going. In terms of rain totals, again, the area to watch and to highlight is to our west and to our northwest. So here it is, upwards of an inch of rain could lead to some isolated flash flooding issues, hence the flood watch. Some areas could even pick up as much as 2 or 3 inches of rain. I think that's going to be more the exception than the norm, but it's something to track with this front moving through. Here's Thursday. Here's the front moving into the afternoon and evening. After that, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, dry. That's right. We are still calling for a dry weekend, which has certainly been hard to come by. And if you want to be poolside this weekend and early next week, temperatures have been ramping up. Some models go into the triple digits. I think that's overdone, but mid-90s by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, our first heat wave of the summer. So we go from this dismal weather pattern of cool, damp conditions to all of a sudden being safely into the 90s. It is going to be quite the transition here. So humid through the next few days. Today presents the best chance of heavy rain, especially for areas west over the mountains. Franklin, Fulton, Mifflin, Juniata, Perry counties, be on the watch for some heavy rain, western Cumberland County. But then it's all about the heat. And again, some of that heat could translate to showers and storms Wednesday and Thursday. When summer gets here, though, things look to be drier for the end of the week. We'll have more updates, especially if there is any severe weather chances here on Beyond the Forecast. But for now, be patient. If you're tired of this rainy weather, things are going to be changing in a hurry. Take care, everyone, and thanks for watching.